Welcome back to another edition of Futbol Mundial, where today I'm joined by the one, the only Patrick van Straten.
Yes, while Zach's in Rome, I'm reclaiming my throne, and we have some cracking stories from across the football world today.
We do indeed. This Halloween, we'll be looking at World Cup glory, something gory, and Neymar changing his story. Spooky stuff. Let's take it away. We start our journey in India, where the FIFA Under-17 World Cup has come to an end. Amazingly, this was the first international tournament the country of 1.3 billion people has ever hosted, and it was a roaring success.
Yes, this year's event was the most well-attended in the tournament's history, with over 2.3 million spectators watching the matches over the 3 weeks. Amazingly, last week, 1 million fans tried to buy tickets for England and Brazil's semi-final alone.
Pretty crazy stuff. Yes, on Saturday, England made their own bit of history by winning the final in Calcutta, coming from 2-0 down against Spain and scoring 4 goals in the final 30 minutes to triumph 5-2.
Pretty impressive stuff, given that this was only the 4th time the Young Lions had qualified for the tournament, and the fact they'd never before progressed beyond the quarter-finals. Liverpool youngster Ryan Brewster scored 8 goals to pick up the Golden Boot, while Man City's Phil Foden was voted best player.
Yes, and the host country came in for some praise too, despite losing all 3 of their games and scoring just once. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the side had won the hearts of everyone, although we somehow reckon it may be a while till the huge nation qualify for the big boys tournament.
We cross the Arabian Sea to Qatar now, where the Big Boys tournament takes place in 5 years' time. And surprise, surprise, the issue of workers' rights in the Gulf state is once again in the picture.
Yes, but there could finally be some good news. Last week, the International Trade Union Committee claimed to have reached an agreement with the Qatari government to improve working conditions of the migrant labourers building stadiums and infrastructure ahead of the big tournament.
Yes, and this agreement may present a stepping stone to the end of Khalifa, a system which effectively enslaves workers to their bosses, with employers now unable to deny their employees visas to leave the country should they wish to do so.
Yes, supposedly the country's government have been keen to make these promises, as the International Labour Organization have been threatening to carry out a full-blown inquiry into the situation. But do you think they will actually get their act together? Let us know in the comments. On the subject of Qatar, let's head over to Paris Saint-Germain, where, yes, you've guessed it, Neymar is up to his pesky games once again.
Yes, at last week's The Best FIFA Awards in London, which had nothing to do with DJ Khaled, by the way, the Brazilian maestro said Barcelona will always be in my heart, after finishing behind Ronaldo and Messi in the vote for the main award, though he did express his happiness at playing for PSG.
However, on the weekend, reports emerged in Spain suggesting Neymar has changed his tune and actually regrets signing for the Ligue 1 giants. Catalan TV show La Porteria tweeted that the former Blaugrana forward is unhappy with manager Unai Emery's methods and is missing his Barcelona home.
But do you think Neymar could ever move back to the Camp Nou, or is this just another shovel load of bullshit? Let's face it, it probably is. But let us know in the poll up there. Down to the Spanish second tier now, where one player has sustained a rather uncomfortable injury.
Yes, Albacete came up against Huesca in a Segunda Division clash on the weekend, and with the game heading for a 0-0 draw, left-back Mariano Bartolo leapt a head away across in the 82nd minute. But little did he know what was heading for his nether regions. It
was the boot of teammate Roman Zazulia. Take a look at this.
As you can see, Bartolo was in a fair amount of pain to say the least, and it was actually worse than it looked.
What?
After checking down there himself, it was clear he couldn't carry on, and he later had to have 10 stitches, yes, 10 stitches in his penis.
Oh, it tops off a tumultuous year, though, for accidental perpetrator Zazulia, effectively kicked out of Rayo Vallecano in January for his alleged links to a far-right paramilitary group in his native Ukraine. The striker now has to deal with the guilt of taking his friend's manhood.
We end this edition down under, where VAR has once again come under close scrutiny.
Yes, Sydney FC hosted Perth Glory in an A-League clash on the weekend, and a total of 3 penalties were awarded to the home side, leaving Glory coach Kenny Lowe incensed.
But it wasn't the decisions themselves which riled up the Perth man in particular. When Sydney's Brazilian striker Bobo was awarded his second spot kick for a handball, the video assistant called for the decision to be reviewed.
What was meant to be a quick 30-second stoppage turned into a 4-minute slog, raising tension inside the ground and provoking Lowe to storm off down the tunnel and call for the new video system to be scrapped, as it makes a mockery of a lovely game.
Blimey, clearly not the cheeriest fellow. Either way, the decision was upheld and Bobo fired away his penalty. What a load of drama over nothing. But do you think VAR is here to stay? Will everyone just have to get used to it? Let us know your thoughts down below.
So that was this week's Futbol Mundial, but what should we have included and what should we cover next week? Let us know in the comments below.
Yes, and while you're here, why not head over to our new channel 90+1 Facts, latest episode 90+1 Facts about Jose Mourinho. It's an absolute cracker. Go and check that out. And as always guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.